Oppo F5 review. Like it or not, taller screens are apparently the biggest smartphone design trend of 2017. Not every company can pull off curved glass, and metal bodies are expensive, but apparently it doesn't take that much effort to stretch out a display panel. We started off this year with Samsung and LG bestowing their flagship Galaxy S8 review, and LG G6 review models with the first two examples of taller screens, but more recently we've seen low-end smartphones such as the Micromax Canvas Infinity review, and several mid-range ones trying to capitalize on the attention. Oppo has done exactly the same thing with its latest launch, the F5. The design even overshadows Oppo's usual emphasis on its front cameras with the F series, even though there's also a whole new AI-powered selfie enhancement feature to brag about. Maybe that shouldn't be surprising, because this is an improvement that you can see immediately, and a lot of people will first be attracted to this phone for this reason. No matter whether you're more interested in the new Oppo F5 for what's on the surface or what's lying within, we're going to be examining it in great detail. Most companies that have adopted taller 18:9 screens have stopped somewhere short of achieving a true borderless look, and the Oppo F5 is no exception. There's barely any material to the sides, but since our review unit has a white front face, they're still very visible. The forehead and chin areas above and below the screen are still fairly pronounced, and the front camera is especially prominent next to the earpiece. We never like it when companies ship phones with plastic screen protectors already affixed, while this means that people who want them don't have to worry about finding one the right size and applying it correctly. We find that it greatly detracts from any device's look. The borderless effect is really diminished by the extra line of plastic you see running around the edges of the screen, and that is exactly the case with the Oppo F5. The rear shell is made of a warm gold with a matte metallic texture. Depending on the light, it can look very pink. There's a shiny chrome ring running around the phone's sides where the metal meets the white front panel, and there are also chrome antenna lines at the top and bottom of the rear, in the iPhone 7 style that has already been copied by others. While the look is generally quite nice, we think that this phone will look a lot better in black. You'll find the power button and dual SIM tray on the right, while the volume buttons are on the left. The top is blank except for a mic pinhole, but the bottom is quite busy with a 3.5mm audio socket, micro USB port, mic, and speaker grill. The fingerprint sensor on the back is surprisingly well within reach, and its slightly oblong shape means that it's hard to miss. The single camera is unfortunately raised quite a bit, and its metal edges are a bit rough. The Oppo F5 is reasonably thin at 7.5mm, and weight is very manageable at 152 grams. The texture of the rear shell makes this phone easy to grip. You won't be able to reach all corners of the screen with a single thumb, due to its size and proportions, but you can stretch without feeling as though the phone might fall from your hand any second. As far as phones with extra large screens go, this one is fairly easy to use and handle. The screen measures 6 inches diagonally, but of course this phone is a lot more compact overall than the phablets that were popular a few years ago. Its resolution is 1080x2160 pixels, which is what you get when you stretch Full HD in only one dimension to turn 16:9 into 18:9. The processor is a MediaTek MT6763T, which was launched very recently and features 8 ARM Cortex-A5 3-cores, 4 of which run at 2.3 GHz while the other 4 run at 1.65 GHz. It also features an integrated Mali G71 MP2 GPU and improved image processor. The Oppo F5 can only use one SIM on a 4G network at any time. Also, the phone reboots each time you swap SIMs, which is annoying. Oppo has launched the F5 with 4GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, but has also announced that another version with 6GB of RAM and 64GB of storage will become available in December. Incidentally, the 6GB/64GB version will be available in black and also red, but not the gold finish that we have for review. Other specifications include a 3200 mAh battery, 16 megapixel rear camera, 20 megapixel front camera, and standalone microSD card slot. For connectivity, there's dual-band Wi-Fi 802.11n, Bluetooth 4.2, and GPS. We're disappointed to see a micro USB port instead of the more modern Type-C standard. Another surprise is that fast charging is not supported, even though the charger that ships with the phone is as oversized as Oppo's VOOC chargers. Oppo's custom skin is called ColorOS, and here we have version 3.2 running on top of Android 7.1. It's one of the most expansive custom UIs, and is also highly polished. A lot of elements are inspired by iOS, including the relocation of quick toggles to a panel that pops up when you swipe upwards from the bottom of the screen. All app icons live on your home screens, and there are custom versions of the photos, music, videos, browser, clock, and other similar apps. Bloatware is restricted to Facebook, WPS Office, and Amazon's Shopping and Prime Video apps, even though this phone is a Flipkart exclusive. However, when you tap on Oppo's own App Store, you're encouraged to download 12 assorted social media apps and games which were apparently chosen for us, based on no identifiable parameters. The Settings app is very different from stock Android and you might have to hunt around a bit for what you need. Thankfully, there's a hidden search bar at the top if you scroll up a bit. You'll find controls for a lot of ColorOS features including clone apps, which lets you duplicate a few apps in order to use 2 accounts, game acceleration, which claims to improve performance and reduce distractions, gestures and motion, which lets you set up multiple shortcuts, and split screen, which as its name suggests lets you run supported apps side by side on the large screen. There are also per app controls to force apps into a 16